Most SoCal homeowners who are getting ready to sell their home do the same thing. They spend money, sometimes a lot of it. And they do it because they want to get top dollar, which makes total sense. But here's what I've watched happen over the 20 plus years of doing this. They spend that money on the wrong stuff and they walk away at closing with less money in their pocket. The upgrades most people think add value actually shrink your check. So today I'm going to give you six proven things. I'm going to give you six proven high ROI upgrades backed by cost and value reports, plus four low cost moves from my own experience that most agents just don't talk about. All right, let's talk about what not to do first, because this is where people really get things wrong before they ever talk to a realtor. The big one is the full kitchen remodel. I get it. Kitchens sell homes, right? You've heard that your whole life. But there's a difference between a kitchen that shows well and a kitchen that guts your bank account for $60,000. According to the cost and value report, a major kitchen remodel in SoCal returns somewhere between 35 to 50 cents on the dollar that you put into it. So if you spend $60,000, you might recover $25,000 at close of escrow. That's not a strategy. That's money out of your pocket. Luxury bathroom gut jobs are in the same category. Buyers notice bathrooms, sure, but they are not going to pay you back for the dollar on dollar amount you spend for that spa level renovation you did at your own taste. And then there's the pool. And I get it. People, especially since COVID, love to have a pool because it's someplace to be in their own house. And sellers think that pools are a slam dunk. A buyer who wants a pool hasn't always thought about all the different things that go into it. So here's the thing. They won't pay full price for one. It's a lifestyle item. They factor in maintenance, liability, kids' ages, and then they negotiate on that. I've sat across from sellers who put $80,000 into a pool and then watched buyers lowball them because they had all these extra ongoing costs that they realized they were going to incur once buying the property. The pool didn't actually give them equity. It added negotiation leverage to the other side of the table. I had a seller a few years back who put $40,000 into a kitchen remodel before listing. Brand new everything. Cabinets, counters, appliances. Their neighbor listed 2 months later, spent $3,000 on fresh paint and staging, and netted more at closing. Same street, similar square footage, and the neighbor spent smarter. So, what actually works? Let's get into it. Here's my top 6 ways to actually get good return on investment when you're selling. Number 1 is garage door replacement. And this one might surprise you. A new garage door could run anywhere from $2,500 to $5,900, depending on where you're at in SoCal. But the cool part is you're going to get around 194% return on that cost. Think about doubling your money just for one single move. The reason it works is simple. The first thing people see when they pull up to your house is your curb appeal. Before they even get out of the car, the garage door is already forming their opinion. An old beat-up door makes the whole house feel dated, and a clean, updated one makes the house feel cared for. It's curb appeal in the purest form, and photographs look great too. Number 2 is the steel entry door replacement. This one is low cost relative to the return. A new front door makes the home feel secure, updated, and finished. Buyers are standing at the door waiting for you to let them in. They're looking at it up close for a solid 30 seconds. If it's scratched, faded, or just old, that sets the tone. A new door changes the first physical impression the second they touch the handle. Number 3 is a minor kitchen remodel, and I want to be clear on this one. Minor. I'm not talking about tearing out anything. I'm talking about new cabinet hardware and a fresh coat of paint. Maybe updated light fixtures, but that's it. Buyers feel like the kitchen is fresh without you spending thousands of dollars to make that happen. You're playing the psychological game here, not the new construction game. Number 4 is manufactured stone veneer on the exterior. This one holds up specifically in SoCal market because of how competitive listings are. Buyers are scrolling through photos before they ever visit. And a home with stone veneer photographs really well. It adds visual weight and quality to an exterior without a major structural project. It's an exterior upgrade that reads as premium without the premium price tag. Number 5 is a deck or outdoor living edition. And this one hits differently in SoCal than it does anywhere else, especially a place like Minnesota. Our buyers live outside. They're thinking about where they're going to have dinner, where their kids are going to play, and where they're going to set up for that and where they're going to set up that fire pit. A clean, functional outdoor space directly connects to how buyers picture their life in your home. It doesn't need to be elaborate. A well-built deck that is in good shape and usable adds real perceived value here in a way it simply wouldn't in a market where people are inside 9 months of the year. Number 6 is a fresh exterior paint job. And honestly, this one might be the highest visibility upgrade per dollar you'll ever spend before listing. SoCal Sun is brutal on paint. Homes fade, look chalky, and peel faster here more than anywhere else in the United States, and a buyer notices. A fresh coat of paint on the exterior makes it look clean, new, and well-maintained from across the street. It affects every single photo, every drive-by, and every first impression. I've seen a good exterior paint job do more for the sale price than $30,000 worth of interior upgrades that buyers couldn't see because they never came in the house to begin with. Now, here's where I'm going to give you something you won't get in any report. These are 4 things that cost almost nothing, but they provide and protect your equity when you're closing. And that's where the big stuff really starts to happen. And skipping them is one of the most common mistakes I see sellers make right before they hit the market. Secret weapon number 1 is a deep clean of all the carpets throughout the entire home, especially in homes where you've got pets. Not a spot treatment, not a quick vacuum. I mean professionally deep cleaned in every carpeted room. And here's why this matters. Buyers smell and feel carpet the second they walk through the door. A dirty carpet has an odor, and you're used to it because you've lived there for 25 years. And the moment a buyer picks up on that, they start discounting it in their head. I've watched deals get shaky over carpet before the buyer has even reached the kitchen. A clean carpet, on the other hand, is invisible, and that invisibility is exactly what you want. You want nothing pulling their attention away from the upgrades you've made. Secret number 2 is fresh flowers in the flower beds out front or a potted plant right next to the front door. This is a $30 to $50 upgrade, and you go to your local nursery or Home Depot, that's it. Research consistently shows buyers form their emotional reaction to a home within the first several seconds of pulling up. Fresh flowers signal that someone loves this home, that it was always cared for, and it's alive. Dried out or dead plants say exactly the opposite, and no amount of interior work can fully recover from that bad impression at the front door. Secret weapon number 3 is remove dated window coverings entirely. If you've got old blinds or drapes that are from the 90s or the 80s, just take them down, especially before you take the photos and before any showings. Here's the thing about SoCal. We have incredible natural light, and dated window coverings block it and chop it up. Bare windows make rooms feel bigger, brighter, and more current. And in listing photos, natural light is everything. I've had sellers resist this one because it just feels exposed, but every single time we've pulled out old window coverings, they've been way happier once it's actually done. Secret weapon number 4, strip the home of all clutter and personal photos. Every surface, every shelf, every wall. Buyers need to see themselves living in your space, not you. And they can't do that when your family photos are everywhere and the counters are full of clutter. Clutter visually shrinks the room, and personal items remind people that they do not live there, somebody else does. A clean, neutral space lets the buyer project their own life into it, and the emotional connection is where that starts. I've seen a good decluttering do more for a showing than a furniture upgrade 3 times the cost. None of these 4 things will show up in any cost versus value report because they are just too common sense. But after 20 plus years at the closing table, I can tell you these ideas work. Spend smart, not big. That's the whole game. More money in your pocket at closing, not just a prettier house. If you want more tips like this, go ahead and subscribe and drop a comment below. And additionally, if you're looking for a seller's worksheet that helps you go through all of these items and itemize what exactly is going to help you maximize the dollar value on your home, please, right there below is a link to my seller's workbook, completely free, no obligation. Grab that, and I'll talk to you soon.